Watch out, Matt Gargan's about. Hello there everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. And yeah, first matchup of round 2, Temmin Wexley versus Scorpion. Yeah, I'm just riffing off a bit of Spider-Man there for those who just know a bit of your Spider-Man villains catalogue. But yeah, total GP difference, 6.84 million to 8 million thereabouts, so a bit of a difference. We got 16 less Zetas, 3 more GA Omicrons. We were behind on the total relics, and Relic 5 Pluses, quite a significant difference, 31. When you get to the Datacrons, I would say I got the advantage there. If you look at from 1, 3, 6, 9 levels, I was clearly in the lead, even if my level 9 was not that great with it being a Vet Harm one. Since then I've also got another one, so yay! 6 dot mods, 237 to 260, so again, we're not looking too great there, especially when you add in the 15 speed mods, we're behind by 53. But when you go into the 20 pluses and 25 pluses, I am actually quite well ahead. Downside, I've got JML and Executor. My opponent has got every GL except for Lord Vader and Jabba, and he has got Executor. So this was a rough match to start with. So let's show you what we were facing. Okay, so this is what we walked into. My defense hadn't changed much, so I have actually just kept the same general gist. This is my top wall. Starkiller, Dash with Han, Chewie, Vandor, and Nest. We've got Geonosians, and we've got Adrad. Granted, I could really do a double tank in that, but I haven't got a tank I feel comfortable with. I mean, I don't want to put SRP in there, but maybe I will. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, moving down. Bottom wall, we've got Padme with Cat, we've got Mon Mothma, we've got Darth Revan with Talon, and we've got Maul with a reasonably fast droidica. So, I haven't shown the bat wall here, but it was pretty much the same except for, like same as the last round, except for one change. I took my Admiral Akbar team off defense and used on offense. I put a Wedge Biggs type of rebel team down, so it was a downgrade in defense for the bat wall, but I felt I needed just one more team for offense. Alright, so my opponent, and this was where maybe the screenshots could get a little mucky. We did face our own Starkiller team. Interesting to see Relic 6 Starkiller. It wasn't an expected appearance. We got droids, all Relic. We got a Mon Mothma team and Bounty Hunters filling out the top wall. Now, if we go down to the bottom, we got General Skywalker, we've got a crew team, and we've got Darth Revan and Geos. So yeah, some interesting things here. So yeah, with that in mind, let's bring up the clip and let's show you how we got on. Okay, so we started off with Bounty Hunters. We took this in against Darth Revan. Pretty simple counter this in the long run. Essentially, we got Bastille Shan fallen out very quickly. We didn't need the contract. Once we got it, we took out Darth Revan. I don't know if I did misplay a teeny weeny bit here. More efficiency as far as getting the battle done fast, I'm thinking about, rather than actually misplays. It feels like it took a while for me to get my second Disintegrate, which I use on Darth Malak. And I think part of the reason is maybe at times I was hitting Malak when I could have maybe gone for Marauder. And part of the reason I wasn't going for Marauder was I was wary of attacking out of turn, charging the turn meter on him, and even just one-shotting Aura. So I was just trying to play smart there, but maybe I didn't need to, so I'll try and keep that in mind moving forward. But yeah, going to be an awkward moment in a second. My face cam's just going to drop. Yeah, there we go. Way. Yeah, I was being asked at the time what boss protection was looking like, so I was like, yeah, like on. Oh, here we go. Let's just shift it down again because that looks just a little bit weird now. All right, down we go. So, yeah, here we go. Here's Sky Guy again. We did a mirror match. Just simply because I didn't want to chance my I didn't want to use CLS without Han and Chewie. So, yeah, this was the best option I've got, really, doing it in a mirror. I get the feeling if I was to be tempted, there would be other options for this. I could try the bounty hunters as I did, but I haven't really got a good Darth Revan counter aside from that. I mean, arguably I could have done gas versus Darth Revan and then done bounty hunters versus gas, but how I view it, it didn't play badly. I mean, the big risk here is that they go for one of your clones, like how they are doing now. And they're just a bit chonky, but we managed to get through it all right. Gas stays standing for long enough. I do think we might have lost 5s in this battle. I can't remember it offhand because this is Friday I did this battle and it's now Wednesday. But yeah, I get the feeling that I do lose 5s just due to a sacrifice. But honestly, in a mirror match, I'll take that. It's not banner efficient, but it means you're getting the win in one battle, so it's an acceptable banner loss in my view. So yeah, here we go. He's nearly down. It's 58. I'm fine with that. Now we took in Trail with Vader. I haven't got Datacron for Empire on here, so I thought let's just play it a little bit safe. There were relic bugs. I've got R7 Vader, but yeah, let's just play it safe. So I'm kind of glad I did, because I think I misplayed when I was using my abilities, and because of that the bugs did supercharge a bit. But yeah, we did manage to get through it again, so it wasn't the worst thing, it's just a little bit awkward. 62. Alright, next one. We did some bounty hunters versus First Order. Now this was a deliberate 2-shot. I was at the time I was debating a couple of teams, and the other one that I was thinking about was Rey Jedi training, but the concern was there wouldn't be enough turn meter or damage to get through the team while Hux was there. So part of the thinking was, what if we take in BAM lead? We've got the Whistling Birds that could apply healing immunity to crew if we managed to get lucky. But as well as that, the main priority was getting Hux out. We thought, all right, if we can get Hux out, then we can clean it up with Rey. So that was the thought, and at this point I'm stalling a bit because I'm thinking, all right, I've got this damaging ability. I'm thinking, should I stall for a bit or should I actually put it on Queel? And I thought, you know what, we've got the birds, let's use them, because we are trying to 2-shot this. So that was the downside. I didn't really do anything with the birds. That crew stood for quite a while and I was a little bit concerned, but thankfully Dad Bob Bulbury did some work for us, got an AoE in, finished Hux off. It's a little bit of a shame though that we couldn't do anything else here. I mean, we stalled a bit. We managed to just drag the battle out for a little bit longer, but at this point I'm just weighing up, do I do one more attack and try and pull some more abilities out from get the cooldowns down? But yeah, we do that. I think Bulba's going to take an attack any second now, but there we go. It's just weighing up there. Do we want to increase the cooldowns a bit more in this battle? It kind of played out all right. I mean, it was a clean battle. We did get through with everyone intact. This is one of the reasons as well why I'm quite happy at the moment about having Han and Chewie with Dash, because if it means CLS is going with, well, CLS and 3PO and Chewie are going with Akbar, then it means 3PO can go with these. So in a way, it's a very nice conundrum. I mean, if I actually get time to build my resistance tunes up, I would be tempted to put 3PO with Akbar. There's so many options in that regard. But yeah, this is just a fun end to this little double battle, because at this point they've got no hope. I mean, Rey's nice and hidden. She's got healing immunity. They're dazed up the wazoo. It's just a case of a slow grind to get them down, because to their credit, they are chunky tunes. They're going to take a fair few hits to knock down, but with the healing immunity, they've got no recovery, so we're just waiting to ramp up with exposes, with 3POs, assists, etc. So it works out in the end. It's a very, well, you wouldn't believe it based on Kylo there, but yeah, it does work out quite well. So yeah, I was a little bit bummed having to 2-shot it, but I thought I'd rather 2-shot it and get it right than maybe try and 1-shot it and then struggle with a cleanup. So yeah, it played well in the end. Okay, so Starkiller. We took GG with Newton. I've tried to mod my B2 for tenacity. Now, I know that does have a possibility of not being meaningful at all. If Mara Jade puts tenacity down on us, it can't be resisted, so therefore shock and all that can be applied. So the tenacity is more if we can resist. And not necessarily Tenacity Down, I'm talking about Shocks and any of the other debuffs that are separate from Tenacity Down. So, yeah, it works out. But it's something that I've been deliberately trying to do, just try and make sure that that B2 is doing something for us. So we now got the reverse battle. We're facing GG. And this was a bit more sketchy than I thought. At the time, I was feeling quite comfortable here. I can actually watch my face cam here, and I was feeling very comfortable. And yeah, Droidica got me a little bit worried. I mean, it's a bit hard to feel it at this point because I know how it went out. But at the time, I'm seeing Wampa in red health, and I'm thinking, oh damn, I am going to lose this. And don't forget, you've got Grievous who's doing this stacking health, and you're thinking, oh god, is he just going to get one big massive hit on us? But no, thankfully we had enough in us. But yeah, it had me heart pounding a little. And the long wait here is me just laughing my head off because I've gone from thinking this is a routine win to thinking, how the hell did I survive that? Alright, so we've got Mon Mothma, we took Night Sisters. I've got to say, my Rallic 7 Daka is proving its weight in gold. Yeah, it's definitely one of the best investments I've made, because even though I wouldn't say specifically that this battle is where she earned a Rallic, I mean, I think we've had that quite recently. Yeah, it's the case that she's just so reliable. Unless she gets debuffed terribly, like with Shocks and all that lot, she is going to be taking turns to get the revives consistently. And she's going to be healing and gaining health consistently. So I'm just loving it. It's a very nice turn of events. I mean, at that point, I shouldn't have really used the revive. I think I was just a bit worried that defense down on Asajj would be in play, but yeah, at this point, I shouldn't have done the mass. I don't think no, I did the mass attack and I shouldn't. That was it. I should have used the basic. We managed to get Talzin back. We get the others back as well. So again, Daka's proving wonderful here for us. But a few misplays. I mean, you've seen the hitting Daka there, and she's barely losing health. She didn't even go in the yellow. So I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I think if I could, I would take the Night Sisters up further. On Crimson, I want to do it as well, so that I've got a Slacker Daka zombie team. But for now, these are doing me just fine. Yeah, it's a pretty routine win in a lot of ways. I mean, I think Night Sisters have always got a home for me on offense. I think it'll be a surprising day if I ever think, you know what, I haven't got a use for them. Okay, so again, we got Akbar here. Bounty Hunters, it seemed a very simple battle this. I mean, CLS, once upon a time, could have soloed Bounty Hunters. It's only because the power's crept up that well that it can't do it. But yeah, it's a very comfortable counter this. Maybe there was a little risk as far as banners, but the thing to remember is that there's a lot of banner recovery with Leia. Add in that we've got protection recovery with 3PO and Chewie and Captain Han. It's a very efficient win this. So yeah, the main thing to worry about, if you like, was the fact that you got Boba Fett with the execute ability, which is counted by buffs and debuffs. So you don't want to let him take a turn with that, just in case he manages to get a sneaky execute on you. But in general, we did fine here. Plus, there's so many attacks out of turn here that you just basically block them from taking turns. It's brilliant to see. So yeah, 65. Ooh, I haven't edited this bit out. Let's fast forward a little bit. I'm surprised. Here we go. So we go for Rey next. Yeah, I'm surprised at that. Okay, so JML versus Rey. We take the first turn. As you can see, all the ability blocks. Yeah, we get stuns. Just keep the team under control. Heal immunity isn't that big a thing on JML because we're really trying to keep his protection up more than anything. All right, you didn't need to make such a loud noise. That's my Amazon device that I can't say the name of, just chiming in. But yeah, yeah, even a whirlwind there, that doesn't really affect us. I mean, the thing is, this isn't a great JML team. This is my JML plus the two I need, JKL and Hoda, plus two more. If I really needed to beat something, I would probably have to throw JKR and GMY in at least. So this is really my B team. But the fact that it can beat a Rey, I'm happy with that. If suddenly there's a Ben Solo in the wild and that makes this a lot more unreliable, we'll soon see. But you know what? I'm taking it. this is, for me, a good result. So yeah, just wait for Ray to get knocked down. There we go, 63. 2 banners lost, not bad. We've got the Mandalorians at the back as well. It was a weird Bo-Katan team with the Mandalorian in the team. I don't really get that when the Mandalorian is separate from bounty hunters, but hey ho. Yeah, it was pretty routine. This, I think we do get Beskar Armor Mando out before he does his Whistling Birds. I think we do. There we are. And then Bo-Katan, she's done for. To be honest, they were all done for very quickly. There wasn't a lot of survivability there. And then pretty much the last team we had to beat was this Jawa team. Udini. Yeah, all relics. So I'll give this guy credit. You know, good investment. We do lose a tune, I think, as well to the bombs, which was, yeah, we lose TFP. So, yeah, fair enough. It actually nipped banners off me. Fair play to you. We focused on Scavenger straight away, make sure that he couldn't just... the line the sand ability was dead in the water, and then even though the bombs had stacked on TFP, it didn't really affect the rest of the team. So I'm okay with that, how it played. All right, so Galactic Republic versus Empire. I did check, and I will be saying this to be certain, but I'm pretty sure that my opponent here didn't have TIE Interceptor. So I felt comfortable using this counter. It wasn't like there was a risk of suddenly getting killed on reinforcement. Here we go. So Emperor Shuttle, nothing to worry about. We get Vader out. Focus on TFP as much as we can. Nicely done. And yeah, Emperor Shuttle, surprisingly, I mean, I'm using it a bit more now on my Crimson account. Emperor Shuttle is surprisingly tanky. So I'm enjoying using it. All right, so next one, we're using Empire ourselves versus First Order. So pretty bog standard match this. Just focus on getting crew out as soon as you can. A little bit of a bummer that I lost so much health on TIE Fighter Pilot. It would have been nice to keep him around for a bit longer. I believe I lost him anyway. Saying that, he's still hanging around, so maybe I didn't. Yeah, he's still in there. See, it's a sign. You got to remember your battles. This is why I actually like doing these videos. It's good for remembering. So yeah, banner recovery there with the Gauntlet. And yeah, nice and easy, 68. Okay, so this is the bit that's tricky. We're doing a cooldown reduction with endurance. So we're essentially trying to get the enemy ships to use abilities. I did a time skip there because I don't want you to see everything, or well, the full 4 minutes that I waited. But yeah, essentially we wanted to make sure that the cooldowns on endurance were wiped down. So, sorry, on Executor were wiped down. So yeah, it just meant that coming in with Rebels and for a second battle, Executor wouldn't have its mass AoE. And it also meant that Razor Crest and Xanadu Blood would probably be using their basics. I'll say probably, definitely using basics. Plus, because we timed that we used the Endurance's special on 4 seconds, it meant that there was enough time that Houndstooth would use an ability, i.e. his taunt move, but wouldn't then... they wouldn't gain turn meter. So it was quite well executed, if I say so myself. There is still a bit of an RNG factor in this battle as far as the first move. If the enemy does target Han's Millennium Falcon, it can get a bit nasty. So thankfully nothing happened there. So that's the end of this. Let's show you the final board. Okay, so unfortunately I don't have a actual live footage of this, just for the fact that this is several days after the end of the first week. But yeah, my opponent got 75. They just scored 1 battle, and that was it. So a little bit of a letdown as far as attacking my defense, but hey, we got a win, so I'm not complaining. So let's see how Crimson got on this round. Okay, so Crimson went into round 2 facing Isko. Again, I feel like I'm playing a bit of football here. 6.23 million to 7.41 approximately. So once again, we're punching up a bit. 134 Zetas to 173, that's quite a difference. We both had the 7 GA Omicrons. 82 total relics to my opponent's 106, again, yikes. 56 relic 5 pluses to my opponent's 77, not great. Then look at the Datacrons. Numerically, again, I'm giving my opponent the advantage as far as they've got more total Datacrons than I've got. However, I have got one level 9, and it is the Darth Vader one with cooldown reductions. So that one is quite a nice Datacron. So I would be tempted to give it to myself again. But again, let me know in the comments if you think I should be giving it to my opponent or myself. Alright, so 6 dot mods, 204 to 275. Yeah, it is a bit daunting when you look at it on paper, but then you see the actual speeds I've got. It's only marginal on the 15s and the 20s, but it's quite a bit of a difference of 8 on the 25. So the more mods I get, the more mods I get at the top end of my speeds. So I'm quite happy with that. And then when you just look at the GL count, I've got JMK to Slacker. My opponent's got all except for Jabba and Rey. We both have Executor, we both are missing Profundity. So let's show you my opponent's board. Okay, so similar to what we've seen already. I'll just review my defense a little bit. So we got same as last time, to be honest. We got Night Sisters, Bounty Hunters, Darth Revan Talon, and we've got a Qui-Gon team. South Wall, we got Traya with Savage Army, we got Geos, we got Bam with Queel and IG, and we got Phasma with FOTP Army. So my opponent did have Phasma with FOTP Army as well, although they put Kylo Ren in there. I kind of like it, but however, Kylo does have turn me to manipulation, so it's quite useful, but I don't know. I kind of like it as an option on offense for solos. We've got Geos, so fair enough. As you can see, we've got a First Order team there, Ralicate SLKR, and although my face cam was covering it, it was a GG team there, so yeah, nice and simple. Then top wall, Lord Vader without an ult. So, okay, that was interesting. The actual Datacron there, it wasn't anything too daunting, so that was positive. We got Qui-Gon Jinn, similar to my own, except for we got Barriss with a Zeta, so that was slightly annoying. We got a new Gunray team, very weak Asajj. And then down here we got a Mon Mothma team. Sorry, not a Mon Mothma team, it was a Rolo team. So, yeah, I wouldn't say these bothered me so much as it was like, okay, what am I going to do with these? So, yeah, quite an interesting conundrum working this one out. Okay, so we start off Crimson with JMK versus Lord Vader. Made sense. It was the safest counter I'd got. The only other thing I could have tried maybe would have been Slacker with Watt, and to be honest, that was a bigger risk than I needed to play. So I figure, let's go for it. Let's just go for the max banners we can get. And even though we'll probably lose as many trying to do a Slacker mirror match, you know, we might as well just go for it. So yeah, the Datacron on this Lord Vader team, it didn't really do much because it was only a level 3 Datacron. So it wasn't like one of these nasty ones that I'm seeing in Squad Arena where Lord Vader's getting ultimate charge faster and he's got unlimited AoE use. It's just, nah, none of that. And I'm grateful because, to be honest, I don't think my JMK could stand up to that. I mean, I might have had to try Slacker then and just hope to God that I could withstand it with, what's his face? Watt Tambor's shield tech. But even then, I doubt it. So I'm grateful. We got 75 banners here. It was a good start. Next battle, as I say, we do a Slacker mirror match. Not the cleanest one I've ever done again. To be fair, Slacker mirror matches rarely are clean. They're usually very banner sniping heavy. What I would say, I'm glad that at the moment my plan is to go heavy on offense, because even though it does mean that I have these situations where I'm in a situation where I have to use my SLKR, my opponent in this case puts 1 GL on each wall. So it essentially forces my hand that I have to use 2 GLs. Now, if I'd have gone with 1 GL on defense, 1 on offense, yes, I could have taken out either I could have taken out Slacker with my JMK, or I could have taken I could have tried Lord Vader with JMK, or, you know, I could have probably taken one of them out, but it would have been more costly in the long run. So I am glad that I'm playing it the way I am. It's just a bit of a shame when you lose banners like that. Just carrying on for a second, Cam there, not high gear, so we didn't have to worry about counterattacks or anything there. Unfortunately, we did lose a little bit with the JKA getting a bit of damage in on us. But still, no one died, so 60 banners, pretty solid. Now, my murder bears. It occurred to me when I was editing this footage, I think this might be my one fully Relic 17 on all accounts. That is something. Yeah, I don't know why I decided to just bring this up right now, but it occurred to me, so I thought I'll share that disturbing news with you. Now, look, Django's just taken a turn. He's put burning out, so that isn't great. We're trying to avoid Temmin reduction moves because we don't want him not taking his turn, but the trouble is I kind of wish he didn't because he took my wicket out. Now, again, you can't see my face, but I'm a little bit worried right now because even though I still think we can win it, and for the record, spoiler alert, we do win it, we've lost our big DPS. Wicket he's the one who scores the big hits, and not just that, with his Zeta he gets protection recovery as well, so he can get some banner recovery for us. So we've gone from potentially getting a 65 to hopefully getting a 58 or a 59. So yeah, this is very nasty. Django, he saw a weak spot and went for it, so I'll praise the AI. It went for the worst banner option for me, played well for my opponent, but yeah, that just sucked. 59 we got, so I'll take it in the end. Now, my Nest is gear 12, Kira, I think gear 8 at most, and Hoda's definitely gear 8 at most. So, fantastic. Let's try Nest against some Relic rebels. This was not my smartest idea, but in my defense, it wasn't the worst either. Yeah, as you can tell, we do lose this, just based on what I'm saying. But I do feel like for a large part of it, we were in with a chance, because when you think Nest does gain damage via the amount of buffs the opposition gets, so that Princess Leia on that side is giving a lot of buffs to well, not just to herself, but the team are getting buffs. So you look at it and you think Nest should be ramping up the longer the battle goes on. The trouble I was having is that you got a neat little mechanic between R2 and Captain Han. So you're looking there and R2's just in the red, and just as I'm about to go get him, Captain Han heals him up, and then suddenly I'm miles behind again. So it's this little, you're dancing between targets because of R2 and the smoke screen. So as far as this team goes, if it was at Relic level, I think I would have won this cleanly. Just for the fact I would have ramped damage up sooner, I'd have got tunes out quicker, it wouldn't have been an issue. But even when I tried to buff things up by putting Kira in for the extra crit damage, and I think it's crit damage, also for the protection recovery, you've also got Hoda there for a bit of extra buff to Nest. Just didn't stand a chance. I mean, just look at this. Just couldn't take a turn. So it was a bit unfortunate. I feel like I was just getting there as well. It's more of a disappointment though when I look at this and I think that I took Mara Jaden more as a sacrificial lamb, but you look at how well this team did. I have regrets. I mean, I'm not saying I would use Nest on something at the back wall, but you look at using it how I did, and I think, was it the most efficient play I made today? Okay, this one has got a Datacron level 9, and yeah, I enjoyed this one. Okay, there's probably a better use of that Datacron than Geos, but let me have my fun. That's all I'm saying. Alright, I didn't edit this bit again as well. I'm getting sloppy, so Imperial Troopers, apologies. But yeah, you see there, we got Dark Trooper getting the mark, and this is a bog standard match. There isn't a Datacron in play. Oh, sorry, there was an Omicron in play. I didn't mean Datacron. There wasn't an Omicron in play, but there is. I'm just going to have a drink. Apparently, I don't know words right now. All right, so GG with taking on JKR with it. Same play as always. Pass the turn to Yoda. When JKR gets a turn back, mark B2. It's always annoying when you don't get the mark on, when B2 doesn't come out of stealth, like he's not taking that turn that he should. But it very rarely happens. I think that might be what happened the other day, actually, when I lost with the Ayla team, or the JKR Ayla team. But yeah, just in general, pretty bog standard. I think this is why I like Plo in here. He just guarantees a bit of turn meter. It means that you're more likely to hit the Seppies if you're taking more turns, so more chance B2's exposed. But yeah, I'm happy with this. To be honest, this is my go-to counter, so I'm disappointed when it doesn't play out. Now, this one I was a little bit disappointed at. I did see afterwards that there was a pretty neat datachron on this team where they deal more damage based on debuffs. So yeah, this wrecked me. Yeah, I got wrecked quite a bit. I mean, I was expecting it to be tough because Dash is nasty and then you got Bam in there doing things. But yeah, I got absolutely torn apart. So yeah, I don't know what else I can say. That was a rough battle. I took my GG team against a Mon Mothma at the back. I thought, why not? Not a lot really to add here. Pow was probably the annoying one here because he was the only one who was going to be gaining turn meter. Or, well, yeah, because Pow would be gaining it, but not, so there was no HRS. So yeah, it was a mildly annoying team. We got Biggs there as well with that evasion up thing where he gains 100% turn meter if he evades or gets crit. But thankfully that didn't come into play too much. The downside is, if I'm right, yeah, there was a revive. So Mon did Mon things. Anyway, we tried 2 more battles against an Iden on the back wall. You can see it's a Relic 4 Iden as well, so it wasn't like a little one, it was a big one. And yeah, I thought, all right, we've got some weird newt things we can do here, maybe. I laugh because this is the point when I'm like, screw it, let's just try something. And yeah, I'm just kind of grateful that I didn't get turn meter trapped, to be honest. But I'd preloaded them, so I thought maybe Wampa could cope because the turn order would be out. So maybe Wampa at gear 12, I must add. Maybe he could do something. But yeah, even though it kind of looked promising at that point when he got back to full health, yeah, it went downhill very quickly for Wampa. I mean, it's a project. I'm trying to get Wampa up, but yes, Eternal Emperor's taking my time. Anyway, at this point I was just distracted because someone on Twitch had just asked me to give my cats some treats. So it took me about 20 seconds just put some treats down for them. But yeah, once we get going, it's a clean battle as always. I mean, it's about as hard counter as you get to the Rebels, the Empire. I mean, I'm a rebel enthusiast. I'm really glad that the Rebels have got a Galactic Legend level ship. But even just for game balance, I'm glad that there's a counter to them. So, or a hard counter, I should say, to them. So yeah, this is comfortable. Not much more I can say. Once you've got Hans, Money and Falker under control like that, it's game, set and match, really. So yeah, just whittle down Outrider. Oh, they got a reinforcement Phantom. Fair enough. I think we bring in Gauntlet for a cleanse. It's very simple again. Not much more I can add. I think we didn't face an Executor in this round. I was a little bit surprised at that because my opponent did have one, but it's as if they decided to use it on my 5-star, which was a bit strange. But yeah, we got Vader out with Finalize, or with the Silencer. Nice start. Once Silencer's out, sorry, not Silencer, once Vader's out, it's a hard battle for Empire to recover because he's arguably the damage dealer. Bomber obviously can be annoying. I think I decided to bring an Echelon here, yeah. Yeah, Echelon helps a little bit, takes a few of the hits. We can gain some turn meter, just try and get some control back in the battle. Yep, bit hard to add anything, yeah. 71. Final battle, Mal versus First Order. Again, very comfortable. First Order can't really do much here. Once you get Silencer with Buzz Droids, it's quite easy to just target them and make sure you get Silencer out. Next priority is Command Shuttle. Make sure that that's not giving turn meter to the remaining tunes. I could have used the AoE there. Maybe that would have been... I don't know if that is banner efficient or not, because that's the question I was weighing up at the time. Is it banner efficient to bring in a reinforcement, or is it more banner efficient to just do the AoE? I don't know. Answers on a postcard, please, or in the comments, which would be more preferable. All right, so... let's show you the final score. So yeah, a little bit disappointing, to be honest. We didn't get attacked at all. Isco decided they didn't want crystals. So yeah, I don't know what to say really. Yeah, I mean, we got the 3/4 clear. I'm happy about my part as far as I did as much as I could against an opponent who did put a strong defense down. So, you know, I'm not knocking them for it. If they didn't want play, that's their call. But yeah, I'm curious what would have happened if they had turned up, because again, Executor for offense, you think, all right, they want to take on my Executor, but apparently not. So yeah, interesting. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to record the final round. So if you enjoyed this, hit the like button, and yeah, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back very soon with the final round from week 1. Tune in for that. Until then, bye for now, everyone.